Okay, here we are at Edwards Air Force Base, runway 35. So we're going to take off on runway 35, climb a few hundred feet in the air, level off for slow flight, turn around at the end on 17, and come back and land on 17. See how this goes. Here we go. $80 knots, rotate. Positive, ready to climb, gear up, props back, throttle back. We'll climb to about 3,000 feet, try to level off and slow down. I'm going to put in 1 notch of flaps already at 100 so we can establish slow flight. Pull my throttles on back and my props back to 2050. See if we can bleed off some air speed while we're climbing. There's 90 with second notch flaps. There's 3,000 feet and 80. So we'll just trim for 80, call that good, and try to maintain 3,000 feet. Let me get trimmed out here. Okay, there's 80 knots and 0 climb. So we'll call that slow flight. We will try to maintain 80 knots to the end of the runway, make a U-turn at the end, come back and land on runway 17. If all goes well. Again, this is not instructions for landing. This is just to maintain slow flight. So before we get to our turn at the end, we'll climb. Well, let's say we climb to 3,500. That'll give us 1,000 feet for our turn and our descent. And we'll try to maintain 80 knots. So I'm trimmed, no forces on my yoke. Everything is pretty much hand-free except for the ailerons. So here we're going to climb just a little. I'm going to accelerate. Just push my throttles up to a little. And as the climb starts, I'll try to maintain about 500-foot climb. I'll begin a slow right-hand turn to come back and intercept the runway of 17. So maintaining 80 knots, climbing approximately 500 foot. Just play with your throttles, play with your trim just a little bit to try to keep that 80 knots in place. Try to keep that 500 foot per minute trim or VSI. So we're doing pretty good at this point. Not sure. Okay, we're coming up on 3,000, so we'll just begin our pull back of the throttles a bit and level off at 3,000. And again, play with your throttles until you get that 3,000 set. Okay, so I'm going to begin my left turn now back to the runway. 8 or 10 degrees turn should be about all you can do to keep from creating a stall. So playing with nothing but my throttles now and the ailerons. Maintaining pretty much 80 knots. I think our runway is going to be coming inside here in just a moment off our left side of the windshield. And there it is. We're a little far in on it, but we'll do the landing anyway. So now we're going to come down from 3,000, doing nothing but throttles. Just easing down on my throttles to about 500 foot per minute descent. Playing a little bit with my yoke to help maintain that. First the center line and then the pretty much 80 knots. But you'll notice that the trim is set pretty good at 80 knots, and the VSI needle is about 500 foot per minute. And again, I'm doing nothing but throttles. Okay, we're doing good so far. We're dropping at about 600 feet per minute, and we're still doing a good 80 knots. Everything's looking good. We're probably 300 feet above the runway now, a little bit more, and making a good slow descent. Not doing anything but playing with the throttles, making sure that my VSI is holding 500 feet per minute and my trim speed is holding 80, and trying to kind of line up with the center line. As we come down, we'll make sure that our gear is down. I got 2 greens, so we're good there. We're within a few feet of the runway now, so in just about a moment we'll be touching down. All I'll do is level the plane up so I land on the main wheels. You'll hear me. There's the wheels down. Pull the throttle all the way back. Play with the rudders just a little. When the tail wheel is down, we will pull the throttle, the yoke all the way back in our lap, and make sure that we have good control of the airplane. As long as that tail wheel is pushed down into the pavement by holding the yoke back, we'll get a pretty good straight landing. Okay, gentlemen, hope this gives you something to work toward, and I appreciate you watching this. And if you have something that you'd like to put on the website, on the forums, please do that. Either videos, something to add to this and help us train the guys that need the training, and the guys that just want to maybe add something to their landings. So thank you very much.